Okay, so I'm going to show you how to take it out, and hopefully I've got the camera positioned in the right spot so you can see it. You can see there already. If I can find my screwdriver and point to it. This is the plug that plugs into the 3 prongs on the back of the globe, and then you've got a rubber boot over the top of that, and you've got to take this plug out first, and then the rubber boot, and I'll show you how to do that. The hard part is getting your hand in here. If you're wearing a watch, take it off because it doesn't fit, and initially you're going to just wriggle and pull. And it's not exactly 100% easy, if I can get it out. Come on, baby. Righto, so the plug I've finally got off. Took a fair bit of wriggle. Right, so the next one to come off here is the boot itself, which can be difficult, especially if it's been on there for a while. But you need to keep the boot, don't throw it away, because it acts as a seal. You can see, maybe that's why I've had problems with it. Right, and I'll show you how that boot works shortly. Put that to one side, and then normally that sits in there like that, and you just pull this up and away, and then pull that away, and then take out the globe as you go. That's a bit of a cluster the way that's come out, but it's come out nonetheless. Obviously that part here is broken. That's why it's not doing too well. Either way, it looks alright. I can still use it though. Yeah, still use it. Right. Right, so if you are going to keep these, don't touch the globe itself, just keep them and put them in the back of the packaging that you bought your new ones out of. Put them in there. Right, so obviously this is the replacement one as I showed you before, and this is the boot. I'm going to show you here because it's easier than to show it in. When you put this in, it'll sit up with the 3. Keep dropping my torch in the most inappropriate spots, like where I can't quite reach it, and I don't know where it's gone to. There it is. Right, so 3 prongs, and it will be 1 prong uppermost. The boot that sits over the top of it, this is the hardest part, is actually refitting this boot, because that sits into the housing, the headlight housing like so, and then the boot sits over it. So all you're doing is pushing those prongs through. They don't sit, it doesn't sit all the way in, they just sort of sit, I don't know if you can see that or not, they just sit like that, sticking out there. And then you need to try and fit that plug back on, which is real hard, but it doesn't sit in there either all the way through. You can try and force it in a bit further, and you can't, well, I have found you can't fit the boot and then fit the globe, because you need about to clip it in with that clip that I showed you before. So yeah, so that's the hard part, is getting that plug back on. I've already done the other side, and it took me 20 minutes just to get that plug on. I find that these prongs get caught on the rubber, because you can't see what you're doing, so you're all doing it by feel, and you're trying to feel for 3 prongs here as you go, and then you're like, oh yeah, there's one there, and they're all through. Sometimes you get 1 prong that'll sit, if I can replicate it, under the rubber like that, and you're going to try and get that rubber back up over the top of it so it sits properly, or seated properly in there. It's doable. Right, so that's the hard part, is getting that rubber back over it and then getting the plug back on. Right, so there you can see, and the torch in the right spot, so there you can see the clip. Well, it's probably called a backing clip or something like that as well. So you have to insert it, make sure the 3 prongs are uppermost, and you'll feel it slide in there, and then you need to turn it a little bit. Right, that's in there, that's locked in, and then, so that won't come out. 3 prongs uppermost, the middle prong uppermost, and then that clip goes back in on top of it. All right, here's the fun part, is this boot. And because it's next to the airbox here, it does become pretty hard to do. So there is a trick to it, I think. Get the prongs first, and then put the boot on. Look at that, first go. 1, 2, 3, right. Find your plug, and then refit your plug again. I'm just trying to see if I can see that. I'm not going to lie, this will be also a very hard part to do because you can't quite see what you're doing, especially the side where the battery is in Landcruisers. I mean, the other alternative is going by a new Landcruiser, right? No, I'm kidding. Because the boot will be problematic on it. 1, 2, 3, yep. That's it, got it. So remember that boot there you need because that forms a seal and keeps any water and dust out of the back of the headlight, which is really, oh, not again. It's falling down into there. Hard enough to get out last time. Right, so that boot there forms that rubber seal, the weather seal in there, and prevents water getting in. So when you're doing water crossings, really important that that gets seated on there properly. Right, so I've already adjusted this one down. I bought because the light was all the way up here somewhere. I brought it all the way down, so it's sort of the top of the light sort of sits up around the top of the tape here. And it's literally all I'm doing is testing it as I go, and then adjusting as I need to. But this one you can see, I don't have a wall here, so I've just got glass doors. Using that, it sort of sits, so I'm going to bring this one down as much as I can in line with it. And it should be, hopefully, pretty easy because it's just that knob there. And last time I just turned them by hand. Just turn it by hand here. You can see that? You can see there, it's coming down. Alright, so I've adjusted them down. That one's down to here and it sort of lines up with the one over there as well. I don't have like I said before, I don't have a wall, I'm just using a curtain. Crappy old curtain. And then trial and error, see how we go, wait for it to get dark and go for a drive. Right, so that's pretty much the end result of these LED lights. I've got some good coverage there. I won't put the high beam on, but I will on the way back. But that's what they look like from out the front. They are pretty bright, make a huge difference to that. I haven't done the Parkers down the bottom here. They're not LED, they're just the old halogen, and you can see the difference. Significantly brighter, and I get decent coverage, and that's low beam. So I think I'm pretty happy where they're adjusted to at the moment. I just did take it for a drive around the suburbs and into the shopping centre around there as well. Did some final adjustments on them. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, there you go. So, right, so that's Parkers, headlights, and then high beam. So it makes a good difference. There you go. That's a hell of a difference from what it was before. It's like holding two candlesticks up in the breeze. Made a huge difference. Pretty happy with it, where it sits as well for the low beam. I think it should be enough where I don't blind the oncoming traffic and I don't blind the person in front of me when I'm stopped at the lights or behind someone in traffic. So it's made it is huge difference, absolutely huge. Happy with that.